Hello friends, welcome back to Playing Tribute to Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, where we are in deep trouble with the DC Act, the Defense Culpability Act, as well as Maya's guilty verdict. We are set to face the punishment that is to come to us. But in the meantime, there was a second body found. And the dagger that it was inside that body bears Maya's fingerprints. So we've got a second murder charge on top of our on top of our guilty verdict, which isn't good. And we're going to find out what exactly is going to happen here, because I don't think I'm going to be doing any investigating here. But it does say investigation there, or it says invest. So we're gonna see. My guess is that we're gonna be Emma, because that's really the only thing that I can think of them doing. Which is weird because we've never really been in the mind of a detective in the main series games. But I can't imagine what else, unless we're just in prison, in chains, but also still able to investigate. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Well, no need to keep guessing. Let's just find out. Here we go. Well, it's Phoenix's silhouette. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. Oh, we don't need a flashback of this moment. Really not. We don't. It's fine. I know. Mm-hmm. Ugh. I guess I didn't need to recap for you. He did it himself. Ah! Hey, Albie. Mr. Wright! Albie? I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that, too. For right now... Yeah, why bother recapping when the game does it for you? Right now I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of Alkalite Zealot, right? At least the jury is still out on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of Alkalite Zealot's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you in any way I can. I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You have a point there. Wish I knew what to do. Oh, hey, Rafa. What's up? You look so sad. Isn't that your benevolence? Princess Rafa? Oh, it's you again. The dead lawyer walking guilty of abetting a murderer under the Defense Culpability Act. Ugh, I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. Oh, she's sad again. Why the long face? I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I'm in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you, and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as a royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. She's very dramatic. All I did was defend my client. I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence? Your benevolence? Oh, Barbed Head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do. For tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove my innocence tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Obstinacy. Wouldn't it be obstinance? Obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate, like forge evidence? What's this? If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point. Barbed Head? Yes? I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching. Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course. That's the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me. I must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. But your benevolence... It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? Of course not. I'm always glad to help. Unloaded onto Albie. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Now then. The scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. So I guess I can look around. Alrighty. Yeah, so, he was standing so still, or laying so still there, because he was dead. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. I think someone would be killed here, a place devoted to prayer. Body outline and flowers? Did someone leave them here in the memory of the deceased? There's something different about the prayer flags today. Oh, there is. Look at that. As the High Priest's disciple, Acolyte Zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the High Priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this. And you can prove this. How? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your loyally ilk are so reviled. Yeah, keep talking. Hey, Mr. Wright! Emma! It's that detective from your country again. There's a princess! You seem displeased that I'm here. Oh, no, don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine... Mr. Wright, but it's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally. Gladly. I'll help in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you. So see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened? Also, what do I still have in my court record? Oh, not much. Wow, I used to have 4 pages of evidence. Yikes. Okay. Sure. The victim is Pure Sillet. He was the High Priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up. So during the High Priest's murder trial. That's right. Apparently he had been here praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion. Wait, since how long? During the... Oh, his body was discovered during the trial. Okay. Yeah, it barely lasted a few minutes. This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body. Oh! And no one noticed that? Like when we were like, oh hey, he's being so devoted and standing still. We didn't notice that dagger in his neck? That can't be. Oh, the scarf was over it. Is that what's happening here? That dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? Yeah, it looks like a little peach. It's peach-shaped. Everyone started leaving when praying was finally done, but the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him, they discovered he was dead. Oh, they discovered he was dead, right? Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the High Priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite. And the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the High Priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the High Priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? He apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust in his upper back. Here's the autopsy report. Pretty cut and dry there. Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbed Head, out with it. Oh, so the Princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science. I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it will be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in. There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sadmati holds forensics in high regard. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it's nothing much compared to the divination seance. She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. Emma, I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her? I guess I have to now. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. The fact that they're telling us all of this means that it's going to come into play later. Like, the temperature is... maybe the temperature was messed with, because it's cold up here. I don't know. I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed Head, present your forehead now. Why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you are not dead yet. Of course I'm not! It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. I fail to see the humor in any of this. I thought it was funny. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness. How's that even possible? Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer naturally. Oh, right. The back-shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something. I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't even see or hear anything. I can't believe this. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger. Sadly, yes. Ugh. Please, tell me more about it. Could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbad dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled on the victim's upper back. The accused fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yes, they were. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. What did the police think about this matter? What did the police think about this matter? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. So you say, but let us now hear what the police think about the matter. The police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels. And since Mr. Zealot was a disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that's how the police currently view the crime. There's no way Maya is Lady Kira Vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded. I really blew it in court today. Well, Phoenix is feeling down on himself. Alright, so there's this. There's the body. There's this. What else do we need to look at? I think that's probably it. Let's start with this. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence? What does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key to. This is one of the more direct and practical prayers I have ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. At the usual spot, bring grub. Huh. The key to. And it's new as of today. Acolyte Zealot died bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there's so little bleeding could mean it's a single stab to a vital point. Not that it would have been very difficult, considering the position he was in. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot. What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when life is lost. It seems the offering flowers in the memory of the dead is a universal practice. Alrighty. Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose. With his head bent over like that, the last thing you saw must have been the rug. It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. Strange that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. That's horrifying. Okay. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Emma? I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you to go back to work if you're done here, Detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction of duty. I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. At least she was able to have a cheerful smile on her face. Should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case. Alright, I want to go to the priest's house. See what I can find there. Is that a new picture? Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Barbed head! You're not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband, and now Acolyte Zealot, who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inmee. That probably means she isn't a rebel. Is this about poor Puree? Well, I am sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now. But what about Maya? She's innocent. Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband, and now Puree. Mrs. Inmee, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict. So what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is yet to be found. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now. My faith in her. So please help me understand what happened. So you're defending her based solely on faith? Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. All right then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Believe? My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Kirayanism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Fey's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations. Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. I guess that would be his disciples. How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, while my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Puree collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's around the same time Maya arrived in Kirayin. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family, too. I see. This is where Acolyte Zealot lived. There might be something I could learn about him lying around here. Let's see. There was a picture of him over here. But this is a new picture. Photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zealot, and Maya. Wait! The wife is the one with the watch! The samurai watch that she traded! Huh. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Mrs. Inmee about it. Such a cute picture. And very sad. To think that this would be their final family photo. That no good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing with two men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Can I ask you about this photo? It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held. The Feast of Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little bit more about it? This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. The Feast of Blessings? Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it is performed. We enjoy dishes full of gingo, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. You loved the gingo-based dishes I made, didn't you, dear? Gingo. I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after eating some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is so strong? A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcomed the next day. Wow, is it really that strong? Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. After the Feast of Blessings, Puri went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Puri left, she went with the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. I bet that smell is going to come in to play. My gamer senses. It's customary to say this Genki. These dishes are always prepared, which starts at noon. Must be finished because of the smell, but it doesn't mention the smell, so we'll see. Well, it'll probably, if there is a divination seance that mentions the smell, we'll know what it is. So Acolyte Zealot went out to pray that afternoon before the rite, according to the newspaper. On the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place was iced over. Puri always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I have ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. I thought I'd have made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information, even here. You seem disappointed. Mrs. Inmee, is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those two any longer... Barbed head. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. We've paid a visit to all of the people and places connected with this case. I think it's about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? That's... It's a strap that Maya received. Would you happen to know anything about it? It's for the Bloom Punisher, action hero. Of course she knows Barbed Head. It's only the most popular show in all of Kirain. It would seem that the Royal Priestess is more familiar with the matter than I am. What? No, I was simply advocating on behalf of the show's fans. But you had the watch on in the picture. Okay, fine. I've been to the Plaza of Devotion. Let's go to the Inner Sanctum again. Nope. Okay. See what the rumor is? Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is to show Maya that picture. I guess I'm gonna show Maya that picture. Is Maya here? Okay. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow. It's not like I don't believe in you. It's just... Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence. It's only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you two a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet, and we won't till the bitter end. There's no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Was that her attempt at comforting me? Barbed head, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle, accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted, and hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what are you... What's the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come to not... No, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough! There is no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong. Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victim's souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? You dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney. Please, you two, enough already. Sorry, Nick. I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just deserts, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see straight through that contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things. It's just the way she was raised, I guess. Alright, let's talk, Maya. I have some things to show you, too. Could you try to remember what happened one more time? I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the right onward. Right. You suddenly felt sleepy, and everything after that's a blank. Even so, I didn't kill anyone. And I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it is kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. Were you close to Acolyte Zealot? We met several times during the meetings about the rite, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the rite? Yeah, we ate that one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldoon's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that, and then let it simmer for a really long time. Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. Now I miss ramen too. So what was Acolyte Zealot's like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food. But as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. And what did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the rite. That coincides with Mrs. Emney's description of events. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? When the rite started, it was just me and Abbot Inmee. But the seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. I know. Lady Kira, I wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Yeah. Let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. Ah, but what if she came from the sky? You know, like the bushy-bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. That's from the Plumed Punisher TV show, right? How did you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. Oh, I've got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Do you know there are 88 secret Plumed Punisher bases here in Khura'in? Can we please stop talking about the Plumed Punisher show for a sec, Maya? I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldoon's. Or your favorite burger joint. You pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. You can have whatever you like. But first I have to beat these charges. I almost forgot. What is it? I have a favor to ask. That was quieter. Did you hear that? I think she's whispering. Okay, but why are we whispering? Yeah, they are. He's whispering too. I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting it and holding onto it for me? Sure, so what's the super important thing? In my bag you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rafa found out, all heck would break loose. Would it be the hangnail one? Or the, what was the other? The tickling one. Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written on it, so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that! In fact, I just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. The Tome of Secrets contains secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You're up to something, I just know it. Who, us? Nah. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you. Okay. Back we go to the High Priest's house. I've been wanting to dig in her bag for forever. Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Mrs. Inmee's probably out right now. Oh, I'll just get what I came for. I'm watching you like a warbag, Barbhead. You had better not steal anything. I would never do something like that. I'm just here to get what I asked for. Then get on with it. I would if you stopped interrupting me. Alrighty. Here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her back? It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks strikingly similar to the Plumed Punisher. They are similar, but Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. Reifa seemed generally intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plumed Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it. Didn't Maya mention something about trading with a Plumed Punisher fan? Yes, and I know who that is. But I digress. I better find out what she asked me for. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. This must be that Tome of Secrets that Maya was talking about. Can I look at it? I want to look at it. I want to look at all the secrets. Let me look at all the secrets. Well, Barbed Head, are you finished now? I want to look at the secrets. The priestess acting as Lady Kira's representative must know her name. Imsan. Speaking this name is unforgivable. Oops, sorry. Lack this knowledge deep in your heart and devote yourself to prayer. Oh. Do we have an image of her? That might come in handy soon? Interesting. Okay. Huh. Hold on a second. The string around it is coming undone. Whoops. Oh. Ah! You fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away, quickly, before we go blind! Relax, my hand just slipped. This is the Tome of Secrets! Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out! Oh, right. This book is related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Your benevolence, would you mind if I asked you some questions? This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? If you insist. Nena? What of this folding book? Yes, I see. Can I just talk to Nena? This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the purification rite. Very important? What's written inside? Yes, I see. Really? Is it all right to reveal that? Your benevolence? Patience, patience. The book contains Lady Kira's true name. Her true name? Is a name really that important of a secret? To Quirinus priestess, the person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize but don't know their name. It makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed. You must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. Okay, is that why the Holy Mother's face is blocked and why Lady Kira's face is blocked? It is the same for Quirinus' most secret art, one that my mother alone may use. The Queen has a secret art? Is it the spirit channeling? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. It's definitely the spirit channeling. Mm-hmm. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. Please, tell me about this secret. Could you tell me about the secret art of the Queen you spoke of? Come again. Oh, sorry. Maybe we shouldn't talk about it? It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it. A third-rate lawyer can channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third-rate is a bit harsh, I'd even settle for second. What is it? You have the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face. What the heck is a tentacled hag frog? Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body and return to our world, right? Well now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It's quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they were pretty shocked when they came back from ancient times. Indeed. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That's why we've never been invaded, and how we have maintained our unique culture. So spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from the neighboring lands. The fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. Legal immigrants? Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life, and look to Curianism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature, who have been driven from their own lands. Dubious nature, driven from their own land. Gaspin Payne definitely fit that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. Can you channel spirits through benevolence? I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. As of now, the divination seance takes me to the very limit of my ability. So her spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? Don't be ridiculous. It is written all over your face, you impudent nincompoop. The divination seance was once one of the important rules fulfilled by the queen. That is why my mother taught me when I was little. So the queen can perform the dance of devotion. That'd be a sight to see. Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. You shall see. It will not be long before I, too, master the secret art of spirit channeling. I will be a magnificent queen, who unites our people for the greater good of Curian. Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to. Looks like she actually has something in common with Maya. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than to stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. It doesn't have anything to do with this case, as far as I can tell. Or does it? If the queen is a spirit medium, are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira? I guess she saw through that one coming. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the riot, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. Do you truly believe the Queen of Curian would personally battle insurgents? This is precisely what makes you third-rate. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there! After him! Don't let him escape! What is all that racket? Is it the prisoner? Is it rebel? That's a rebel? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town? That's what I thought. Escaped prisoner. You mean That guy with the bushy beard? There's no reason to panic. The police are on his trail. He's no longer a suspect, but he might know something considering he was at the scene of the crime. Let's go take a look. Wait! Oh, my aching back. I forgot how badly I'd injured it. Ow, 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 ow. I need to do some stretching and exercise more when I get back home. Mr. Wright! I thought that was Albie. Hey, Albie. That's a rebel. Have you seen it? Ow! Are you alright, sir? 1 second. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's what all those police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared in this area? He couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? Barbed ahead. I told you to wait. It's too dangerous for you around here, your benevolence. Mr. Rebel could be lurking nearby. What sort of princess would I be? If all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me. She's fearless, I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. If I were an escaped prisoner, where would I hide? Is that a manhole cover? Open? That looks very suspicious. That manhole cover. It's open. Whoa! What is it, Shadow? Did he sniff out something or someone in the manhole? I wonder. Could Shadow track Mr. Rebel if he had something with the Rebel's scent on it? I don't know. I feel like I've got something with Mr. Rebel's scent on it. Something he might have touched. Definitely that. Here, Shadow. How about this? I hope it works. I think he's picked up a scent. You mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit? By all means! I had no idea you could do this. Yeah! Go get him, boy! Your benevolence, I'm heading down the manhole now. It could be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait! Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about. This is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there. Oh, are you worried about me? No, I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, they might commute your sentence. I'm doing this to prove Maya innocent. But how can you be so sure of the accused innocence? She's already been found guilty. I don't need the flashback of that terrible thing. Oh. I believe in her. If she says she's innocent, then that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do. You lame brain. Do what you will. Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow. Be careful. Wait, come back here. It's pitch black down here. I can't see a thing. Ah! Ow, ow. What happened? I went down to the manhole and then... Oh, you finally came to. Ah! I'd remember that face anywhere. dragon symbol on his armband. That's the mark of the rebels. There can be no mistake. It's him. Dad's a rebel. Yikes! Sorry I got a little rough with you back there. I thought you were the cops. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Oh, I thought he was going to kill me. I'll pass on the apple, thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dirk. But right now, we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a second. That was a really big spider. Oh my gosh. Ugh. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office. What else? Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, just like you. Purane's public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer. Didn't see that coming. I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you planning to flee or something? It's just, I want to get out of this rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Really? I'm gonna sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice, then slip out of Khura'in. Wait a second. I love seeing him without the beard and stuff. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, would ya? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer Man, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest and trust in me, and his acolyte, Puree Zealot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if I'll be much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so... I wonder how true that really is. His little background music is great. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest's murder. Oh, well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. I banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted in the inner sanctum. So when I told you I had nothing to do with his murder, I meant it. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. I must have been out cold the whole time. So you didn't see the crime happen at all? You got that right. Why did you say you did when you testified? Oh, about that, since I didn't remember a thing. I was afraid I'd seen suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Does he even realize how much trouble his big fat lie has caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. Is he laughing at me? Doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is that you were at the scene of the crime, but weren't involved in it. Got it. So Dirk used to be a lawyer. Yup, he was a force to be reckoned with way back when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People called this dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out in a well-placed glare. You gotta be kidding me. But most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it. Actually, your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive, too. You didn't give up, no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Dirk, I might add. Oh, thanks. Even if a big part of that beating I took was because of you. Is this a law book? The dragon mark's been branded onto the cover. That's Dirk's law book. Really? The leader of the rebels? That Dirk? That's right, and the mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages in this one section are really dirty. Must be the section in the Defense Culpability Act. You must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. That's it. That's apparently all that it says. He practically wore out the entire section. There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the Queen. I guess the rebels really hate her. I better remember to stay on their good side. Oh, the spider! Is that the way out? Is that coat yours, Mr. Rebel? Nah, it belongs to the rebel leader, Dirk. It's pretty impressive. I like the color, too. Wanna try it on? Really? You sure it's okay? Of course! That would look great on you. Well then, don't mind if I do. Ah! It smells all moldy. I can't believe you fell for it. That thing's been hanging there forever. Note to self, don't trust this guy ever again. This guy is the worst. What do we have on this bulletin board here? This looks like a photo of Dirk and his compatriots. And here's one that looks really old. Oh, this was taken about 20 years ago. Huh. Those are Dirk's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center? He doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons look kind of familiar. The one on the left is Yudi. Oh, but you know him as Prosecutor Sadmati. Prosecutor Sadmati is Dirk's son. That he is! Yudi was once a rebel too. He used to really respect this old man, both as a father and a lawyer. And why did he become a prosecutor? Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. On account of the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah, that's why Yudi decided to be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. I would have never guessed it looking at him now. You can say that again. Dirk's battling to change Kurain's legal system. The will of the dragon spurs him on. We all thought Yudi was taking up the mantle to carry on that will too. We were sure he'd help overthrow Garan Day, but as you've seen, he now uses the law to do her bidding. Dirk's been beside himself. So he no longer carries out the will of the dragon on him, huh? Wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second. That bracelet. It really is Apollo. He was a rascal, that one, and his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high somewhere. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Just fine! Considering how far he's come, Mr. Rebel's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. Apollo! I've been watching you grow over these past 2 years. That's why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you! I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. He's a responsible young man now. He never lost that loud voice, though. Alrighty. Turns out that was an important thing to investigate. Incense and white flowers. The flowers are still fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these here, Mr. Rebel? Something wrong with flowers? Oh no! It's just a traditional thing here in Kurain. Pay no mind. Actually, I do want to pay it some mind. Nah. Alright, what about this thing? Nope. Really? Okay, alright, alright. I got all excited, sorry. You guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. It's pretty inconvenient. You're telling me. Sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff in the refrigerator? Why don't you see for yourself? Forget I asked. I'm afraid of what I might find. What's this thing with the dragon on it? Some kind of sign? Yep, That was his business sign back when this was Dirk's office. He used to be a lawyer, right? That he was, but it was a really long time ago. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Well, I hope I can put his sign back up someday. I wouldn't hold my breath. There are bowls and platters of food here. They're still warm, as if it was all recently prepared. You must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Rebel. Ha ha ha! Guys as big as strong as me. Got even bigger appetites, you know. But you just fled from the police. I don't know how you could eat this much after all of that excitement. Ah! So sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with an appetizer. Where's he getting all these apples from? Well, join me, Mr. Lawyer Man. Got plenty of sewer lizards, too. Thanks, but I already ate. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they might catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are your rebels trying to do? And why were you at the Inner Sanctum in the first place? Why were you at the Inner Sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that High Priest was a fool for getting taken in by Dirk. He should have tried hightailing it out of Khura'in like I'm doing. I don't think you're hightailing it out. Psyche locks. Mr. Rebel is hiding something, but I won't know exactly what until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Rebel? Huh? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no how. I'll just have to use my Magatom on him then. I'm glad I don't have to, like, go searching for evidence, and I know that I have the evidence that I need. And I can just go and do the whole logic puzzle for it. That's a plan. I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the Inner Sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You can keep asking, but the answer's still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that High Priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his own country out. How can you say such things about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? Nope. I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against that Garan regime. Hang on. Do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing. Ah, that's where the flowers come in.
Take that!
I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Khura'in. The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well. Yo! Those flowers don't mean anything, it's just a Khura'inese way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from Dirk or the rest of them in a few days. And tomorrow I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. That's where the scarf comes in. This. Making sure that it's... yeah. It's not the bloodstained paper.
Take that!
Because this is the thing that had a scent on it. Oh, I'm so sorry, I just bumped the mic. I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? They brought this food for you at your request. Ha 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 ha! So you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Yeah! Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man, I admit it. I requested the grub. But I was just taking advantage of him, that's all. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. So I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub and place to hide. I was gonna kiss this kingdom goodbye tomorrow. I'm not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white-hot flames of revolution definitely still burn inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. Oh, he's wearing the armband. The dragon mark.
Take that!
Dirk's law book? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded onto the cover. This mark that stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It is Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. Ah, I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves that you're still a rebel. Hoo-ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You wear your heart on your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe in. Is it my attorney's badge? Do I show my attorney's badge?
Take that!
I think so. The first time you actually present your attorney's badge with a reason. When a person's back is against a wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. And would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No. No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. Now admit it. You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? Now look in your eyes. It's just like Dirk's. Looks like you've got the will of the dragon inside you, too. This is a new little sprite. That's cool. Alright, what's the plan, Mr. Rebel? I had planned to take you out if you turned to be on the side of the royals. But I think I can trust you. I can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. It's like you said. I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me. You're a foreigner and a lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. And I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardoned. After weeping at the feet of the Queen. Really? Interesting. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from the helper. A secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I can do about that. What about the order Dirk was supposed to give you? Gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. Hey, why the long face? I thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is it? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. I can't say any more than that. Anyway, I hope it helps. This orb is a key. Oh, no. I think I know what that is. I think I know where the hideout is. Oh, no. Oh, that opens up so many things and possibilities. Oh, no. If I'm right... Yep. Plus the hideout's in totally unexpected location. Yeah, you bet it is. And being that it's super secret, we couldn't have just any ordinary key. I see. Oh my, that changes things. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms fighting for the powers that be. If it'll help you, feel free to pick my brain a bit more. Okay, tell me what you know. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya suspected of being a rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? Beats me, but whoever she is, she bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops. She's been watching us like a hawk, framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk? Framing you for crimes? Why would anyone go to all that trouble? Our kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you just for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is, yup, she's just some lickspittle. That's a phrase. Working for the Garand regime. Wow. Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. Got a little trick up my sleeve. Huh. So I was talking about Lady Kira, then. Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever setups. She's no amateur, if you ask me. So you're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly! The Garand regime is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. And without that, we can't prove anything. I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Our goal? Get rid of that evil, no-good Defense Culpability Act. I can tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool. Revolt's charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began. Okay, here's some history lesson. Alright, Albia was talking about Queen Amara being assassinated. Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but oh, that's a new sprite. The official line? Those charges were completely trumped up. Dirk was framed, I'm telling you. He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought Lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. So that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Kurain. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. The significance of the divination seance. They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act. You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used it to hotly contest the insights that came out of seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right! It's like Dirk used to say, the royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yup, the insights became the only truth, and arguing against them was banned. Until I came along. Yeah, one person's insights and interpretations cannot be set as perfect or anything like that. From what I've seen, Rafa would agree with that. This kingdom's a shadow of its former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use fear of trumped-up charges to rule. And that's what Dirk's been rebelling against? Yep, all we want is to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's a rebel. You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? Well, just get into that. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop. Why does he have to jump like that before running off? I was picturing him doing like somersaults. Well, I guess we're friends now. But enough about that. I've already spent way too much time here. Who knows how long I've been out. Let's see if I can get out. Probably through that ladder. I didn't observe. Oh, hey, I made it back. Ah, bright lights, my eyes. Is the princess and Albie still around? Oh, I finally got out of there. Mr. Wright! I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. Aw. Shadow, what happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry, he wasn't much help. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. Must have been out cold for a while. Better keep things to myself for now. I figured as much. Now, to find that secret hideout Mr. Arevo was talking about, I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. I have an idea. And if this is the case, it's gonna change a lot. Barbed Head, you already searched here, did you not? Oh, I guess I just thought I'd look around again, you know, in case I missed something. Probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We have a saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Oh, yes. You cannot stump me, I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue, it's written all over your face. Okay. It's a statue of a bird. Take a closer look later. The music ambience is great for this feeling that I'm having right now. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. For that shape.
Take that!
I knew it. Is it gonna move? Is it gonna turn? What's it gonna do? What? That shows so much possibility. If that was turned when he saw Kira, it's very possible she came from inside there. And then the blood, I don't know. She must be at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen too often. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barbed Head. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. If I'm shocked there's a secret door here, imagine what that goes for double for Rafa. A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum! Somebody will pay for this! Well, for now, I think I'll have to look around. Wait! You must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disturb anything. Or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine, just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much loyally drivel. Loyal... But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. Oh, right. You're not supposed to come into contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering. Well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I'll be watching you like a warbad from the entrance here. Told you, I'm not going to do anything. Better hurry before she changes her mind. Oh. I'm sorry, I thought I had to observe, I thought I had to examine to be able to get in there. Guess I just go. Okay. I believe this is to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. That makes sense. The rebels must have converted it to a secret hideout. What about that warbad revolving door? If that too was originally intended to hide and protect the sacred space. To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It's a desecration upon Curianism itself. The Defiant Dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only natural that she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. Good thing I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots. Stop that! You must not take photos here without permission! Rafe is really fired up. She's sticking her head in as far as it will go. I guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. I think I remember something about this. Now to search every nook and cranny. Barbed Head, just because it is hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. Heard you the first time. Sheesh. Like these handprints here. A large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. Looks rather unstable. I bet it tip over in an earthquake. What's that earthy grass-like smell? It's the smell of the moss that covers the stone. No, so the shaggy green stuff is moss. Looks like there's some of the moss about halfway up that's been disturbed. I wonder why that is. One quick touch can't hurt, right? Whoa, the slab's starting to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. Are we not going to comment on the handprints? Look. What? What is a Barbed Head? It's a plumed Punisher clock. Why, I believe it's a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays the plumed Punisher theme every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed Head. She snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rifa is definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And the switch, if I'm right. It's the plumed Punisher theme song. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be plumed Punisher fans. Well, maybe so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. There's a plumed Punisher calendar here. Now I understand. The villains in the plumed Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira. I doubt that's it. Water? So this is the water source that supplies the Inner Sanctum spring. Flows through the channel, builds into the floor before heading outside. Lady Kira uses the sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. It's also not red like the water in the spring. But what's this? This looks red. What's this? A bloodstain? I should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for times like these. Oh, yes, I do have the luminol. Thank you, Emma. Totally forgot about that. So I didn't get to use it yet. Time to spray everything! Luminol tests include glows in reaction to even the tiniest traces of blood, so it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. Might help to figure out what happened in here. Time for science to do its thing. Put these rectangular glasses on to see the luminol's glow. Then just touch wherever I want to spray some luminol. Areas where there is blood will react by turning blue. Okay. So let's start down here where the blood is. Okay, I guess not. Clearly, I just need to, like... I don't This is a huge bloodstain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the High Priest's blood flowed into there from the under the Warbad statue. There's definitely a lot of blood here. It's impossible to say much else at this point. Let's take a picture for now. Alright, luminol reactions don't show up in photos. Let's have to take some notes. That works. That should do it. Can I keep spraying everywhere? I noticed before, but the bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the Warbad's revolving door passed over it? Most likely. I guess I'm not going to spray everywhere. I'm just going to spray in that general area. Cool. What else have we got here? What's here? Weapons, and lots of them, too. We are lucky we found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Barbed-Head. Oh, thanks. If the rebellion ever happens, I hope it's bloodless. What's this? Statue door rotates when you pull this chain. I see. Then you must shut the door and destroy this mechanism. That'll deprive the insurgents of access to this place. Wouldn't that trap me in here? Not to worry. I would come visit you once a year. She's actually serious. There's the mark of the dragon. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such sacred space? Barbed-Head, you must burn it at once. Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well, if you will not do it, then I will. But your benevolence, I thought you were not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Is someone trying to record something with it? I don't write it in my notes, though, apparently. Is that everything? Oh, there it is. Looks like an order from Dirk. What's this? Let me see that. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, Holy Mother. What? What does it say? It is an order intended for that rebel named Dats. It reads, after the rite, infiltrate the palace under the guise of the returning Lady Kira's costume. And search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk. 23 years ago. He must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to this case at hand. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abbot Inmi is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. Well, I think that covers about everything here. Ah! Mr. Wright, you should have come in here before the police. Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Her benevolence can attest to that. It is your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barbed-Head, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I go back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. To the temple? Okay. To the temple. Recap time. Let's see what we've got. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way. I do not understand, Barbed-Head. What don't you understand? Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation. After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. What? Who told you that? My mother. Are you saying she was wrong? No, that cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Prosecutor Sunmati has need of me. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Pure Select. It's our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. I see. The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow. And I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Looks like the Royal Priestess is back with a vengeance. She made a full recovery from when we started the investigation earlier today. I look forward to seeing you in court, Your Benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow, especially without any solid evidence. Why don't we go over everything you know so far? Alright. Let's see here. Acolyte Zealot was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger. And Maya's fingerprints were found on it. That doesn't sound very good. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. The day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with High Priest, his wife, and Maya. I also learned that spirit channeling here in Khura'in. None of that sounds very helpful. No, but I did hear something interesting. That rebel-hunting Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and laws. We can't allow people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say. It does? But if that Lady Kira really is one of Minister Inga's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found in the Inner Sanctum. There was a blood stain inside. But I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though. Wow, a secret room in the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with the tourists. This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart. What I mean is that the hideout could be important to your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Looks like I'm heading into court without any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Princess Rayfa's divination seance might be my own... Oh, I don't know why I switched to him. He looked like he was talking. Princess Rayfa's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help. The divination seance? But I thought that it also works against the accused. Not always. Evidence that will lead to the truth. Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. Divination seances work both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Khura'in find it strange. Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say, good luck tomorrow. Thanks. I can't afford to lose this next one. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rayfa's insights will be the deciding factor. It's a huge gamble, but it's all I've got. It's interesting that it's the murder of the Queen was what put everybody against lawyers. It's kind of reminiscent of the last game where it's like, oh, when a lawyer was found falsifying evidence and then a prosecutor was convicted of murder, that brought the people's view of the court system down. But like one lawyer maybe assassinating the Queen made all lawyers a problem. Like that's, I don't know, I feel like that's a bit extreme. So there must be more to it or something. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I mean, it's the overarching story of the game, clearly. But yeah, we'll get there. And Apollo's past is ever is ever a part of all of this, because I guess that's, like I said, I guess that's why it's considered his trilogy, because he has backstory in both of these games, and technically the first game too, because we learned about his mother and his bracelet and all that stuff. So yeah, all to come to a head soon enough, but not before the end of this case, where I do have some recollection of the case, or at least something about that back room. Just one thing, really, about that back room that I remember. That'll probably turn up early in the next part, and then I will have to kind of flail around from there. So, to see me flailing around from there, stay tuned, stick around. I will talk to you guys next time.